St. Vincent de Paul has been serving the community since 1853. This man, their new CEO, has been serving the community for a long time as well. He is Dave Calzi. He's not that old, but David Calzi is the new CEO of St. Vincent de Paul. Dave, first of all, congratulations on your new gig.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. It's certainly an honor to be joining an organization that has been serving this community, as you mentioned, since 1853, and there's so much that we do that I'm so excited to be getting out into the community and letting folks know more about what we're doing.
Yeah, before we talk about some upcoming events, Dave, let's talk a little bit about St. Vincent de Paul and what they do accomplish. For those who are not aware, and I think the majority of people who have lived here for any length of time are, but tell them what St. Vincent de Paul is all about. And you are a perfect fit because it is about giving back. It's about compassion, right?
Yes, it is. Compassion and dignity. I think it's, we can kind of sum it up in the fact that we, serve those that are houseless. We house, feed, and support those that are in need with dignity and compassion. When you look at around the community, what's most visible for folks is our thrift shops. We have 3 thrift shops across Jefferson County, but we also have a campus that is downtown, bounded by Kentucky and Jackson and Preston Street. And that's where we have a very substantive program to help the houseless. We have a men's shelter, emergency shelter. We have the open hand kitchen. We have a pantry. We have a family center for young people to get after school help on so many different things. And serve a lot of folks across the community. There are about 28 parishes that we're affiliated with that help folks across the Archdiocese. So, again, a lot of folks know us because we'll come out and pick up furniture and other things for our thrift shops, which helps to support what we do. But it's just so much more than that. And I encourage folks to look into volunteering opportunities because we have so many, and the need is so great, John.
Dave, a lot of it is about raising awareness and educating the community on exactly what you do at St. Vincent de Paul. You just articulated it well. But for folks who want more information, you've got a big event coming up on February 8th, right?
Yeah, we do. It's Home Begins Here. Well, actually, the February 8th event is a tour to change. So if you go on our website, svdplu.org, it's a wonderful way to come on campus and learn more about what we do, as I just described a few minutes ago.
Okay, you've got another upcoming event. Before we talk about that, though, Dave, I do want to talk about some of the ways in which you plan to, I'm not going to say change what St. Vincent de Paul does, because obviously the mission is there and it's very clear. But I know that you want to get youth involved as well. I think this new generation understands giving back, and you want to make sure they get involved, right?
Yeah, we do, and I think this generation. I think about my own children that are in their late 20s. They have such a desire to be of service. Both of my daughters are school teachers, and to your point, the youth of today really want to give back, and we have so many opportunities for that. And when you look at all the affiliations that we have with the various parishes around the Archdiocese, as well as the connection that we have into many of the schools within JCPS, there's so many opportunities, John, for the youth to get involved. And we've got thousands of volunteers, but we need to continue to grow that because the need continues to grow. And there's never not a need for folks to get involved with St. Vincent de Paul or the other organizations that serve this community.
Dave, you've been involved with a lot of organizations. You've been a leader for a lot of organizations on a lot of boards, Leadership Louisville, Greater Louisville, Inc., University of Louisville, the Muhammad Ali Center. We can go on and on. What was the allure of St. Vincent de Paul for you? Obviously, your resume is impressive. You could work anywhere you choose. What was the allure for you?
I retired after about four decades from public accounting, and then most recently from the University of Louisville, as you mentioned. I've always had a sense of giving back. A lot of that was instilled in me by my parents. And even as a young person growing up Catholic in Buffalo, New York, I knew about St. Vincent de Paul. This is an organization that is global. It's not just here in Louisville. So I always had that sense of the help that St. Vincent de Paul gave to those that are most vulnerable in the community. And here in Louisville, the programming is substantive. It's not the same in all communities across the country or even across the world. And I saw a real opportunity, John, to get involved, to be able to leverage the experiences that I have had to help this organization to take it even to a different place than it is today.
Dave, we talked about the event on February 8th, but February 17th, you have a luncheon. So what is the mission of this luncheon, and who would like to attend? Who should attend?
So Home Begins Here, anybody can attend. And you see on the screen there the information to go ahead and buy tickets. John, this is another opportunity for us to tell our story, and to not only tell the story about what we're doing here on campus, but what we're going to be doing into the future to help our community. So it's just another way to get to know us and learn more about what we're about.
Dave, I know you believe in living life with purpose, and you obviously don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. I've watched your career, I admire your career, I've seen your family. They're all very driven by compassion and as you said, in giving back. So I'm curious, first of all, you could run for mayor. I think you'd win. But when I get someone online with me and I can pick their brain a little bit, I want to ask you, what do you think? Right now has been a really volatile time for a lot of cities, including Louisville. The future of Louisville, Kentucky, how do we mend it in a nutshell? Are we moving in the right direction?
It's been a tough time. We all know that. I mean, if we would have thought back in March of 2020 that we'd still be here in 2022, dealing with COVID and Omicron, the work that we're doing here at St. Vincent de Paul, it really is a challenge, especially when you get into into the shelters, the congregate shelters. And, we have to keep our people safe. We have to keep our clients safe. For Louisville, Kentucky, I think certainly one of the answers, John, is just accessibility of affordable housing. That really creates challenges, for us in terms of being able to transition our clients into something that makes sense. And it's not just about a particular unit, because each of our clients have different circumstances. You may have single men, you have single women, you may have families, and each of those, each of those sets of clients have different needs. And so I'm looking forward to working, with Metro government, with the team that we have here, with Metro government, and with those that we collaborate with, to really see if we can't find solutions for that. Louisville is a community that is big enough, unfortunately, to have these kinds of issues, but it's also small enough, I think, where we can kind of come together and figure out how we can make, things better for especially those that are most vulnerable in our community.
I'm in total agreement with you, Dave. Okay, before I let you go, for folks who want more information about St. Vincent de Paul and maybe more information on the events that we've mentioned, where do they go?
Go to svdplou.org. It's the best place to go.
Dave, once again, thanks for all you do for the city, and please tell your family hello and continued health to you moving into the new year, for you and your family.
John, thank you. God bless you, and say hi to your family, too.
God bless you as well. Once again, that's Dave Calzi, the new CEO of St. Vincent de Paul.